co-founder Subri Suby joins me now in the studio.
I really look at business as an incredible vehicle to really make good and make change in the world.
So instead of the copy critique, because I've only got 10 minutes, let's talk about remarketing throughout the funnel, right? Do you guys right now write different remarketing copy for people that have come through to the page and not converted?
Yep.
And how are you dealing with that? So say for instance, most of the campaigns that you guys are running are pushing to a free report, right?
Mm-hmm.
More often than not. So if you're running that campaign and it's going through to a page and then they don't convert off that free report, what are you guys typically doing then?
I'll typically start with my remarketing copy is still thinking about XYZ or still your eye on XYZ or talking about something that was addressed in the ebook landing page or in the ebook copy.
Okay. Cool. And in images, same creatives or different creatives?
Pretty similar from what I use.
Yeah, I use pretty similar ones.
You guys will use the same top on the top and on the middle, right? That from the ads that I've seen, that seems to be the case.
Yeah.
Right? So typically, you have to think about it logically, right? Think about it that you're having a communication with somebody one-to-one and you're offering them a free report, and then they come through and they don't convert. Imagine if you were having a conversation with somebody and you're like, hey, do you want to go to this cafe and have breakfast with me? And they're like, no. And then it's the next day you text them and you're like, hey, do you want to come to this cafe with me for breakfast? And it's I already said no. Why are you asking me the same shit again? They almost feel did this person mistakenly send me this text message again, right? And that's what most people do with their remarketing. Something that they saw on that wasn't compelling enough to get them to give you their contact details and to enter into your funnel. So to just badger them with the same thing it's silly, right? It's not what would happen in normal life. So that's what shouldn't be happening in your ads. So you need to think about okay, they didn't convert. They were obviously interested enough to click on my ad. So my image and my hook and everything was good enough, but then I couldn't get the job done. Right? So you need to approach it from a different angle then, because you can't just say the same thing and expect them to just magically convert that second time around. You will get a few of those people, but the cost per opt-in will probably be double what you will probably want to spend, right, for the download of that. So you need to attack it a different angle, right? You've seen in my book funnel, I don't know if you've seen the remarketing ads of me walking around the office. It's I call out to people hey, I saw that you came and checked out my book, but you didn't buy it. And I guess the reason that you didn't buy it is because there's a postage and handling cost associated with getting this thing to you. And you probably was wondering, is this worth it? Is it worth me spending a few bucks to get this thing? Well, let me just tell you why it's worth it, right? And then I just go on to tell them why it's worth it. Right? The thing that it would be if I didn't run that and I'm here's my book again, just come and convert. And I didn't address the objection that they had in the first place, right? So, you might be someone that's a buyer's advocate, or you might be in the property space and you promised something on your ad and they came through and then they did not convert, right? Okay, well, what are the things that they're thinking about? They might be thinking this is the worst time ever to sell their property. Right? We're in COVID, you can't do open homes, blah, 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 blah. So then, okay, I need to address that in my remarketing ad to get those person to convert. So then I start putting that message in me. Why right now is the best time ever in history to sell your home? Yes, even during a recession. And then I hit them hard with that. I saw that you came and checked out this page, but for one reason or another, you didn't download the free report. And I'm guessing that that's probably because you're thinking, is right now the right time to sell my home? How can I do an open home? Will I get a good price for something that I've forked so much money into and so much energy? Well, I can tell you right now that, and then bang, 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 and you hit them with all those things. And it's the same thing for remarketing copy. Is somebody's in your funnel, they download the high value content offer, but then they don't book the consult in, you know that they're in the market. You don't download one of those free reports on a Friday to figure out what mortgage brokers are up to. You just don't, right? They have a need. And whatever we told them on the remarketing for the consult, or what the funnel told them, or what the email told them, is not hitting the thing to get them to book in the call. So then we need to think about, well, what are those objections? Well, the first objection is that they don't want to get on the phone with an aggressive salesperson that's going to try to ram something down their throat. They might be thinking that they don't even want to know whether they want to get a free appraisal. They don't even know whether they want to do this thing, and just giving them reasons why, right? We're not going to try to sell something that's not a good fit for you. Actually, we can only work with so many people, and one of our criteria is that we 100% need to make sure that it is a good fit. Right? Most of the people that book these calls in aren't ready to sell their house right now.
Yeah.
Right? And just hitting them with all the little juicy things that they could be wanting, and the things that they're thinking in their mind, but your copy's not addressing. Right? It's not just about enough just to simply whack in a different creative and the same copy, or different copy and the same creative. It needs to be different, because what you showed them the first time didn't convert. So you've got to try to take like a radical different approach in the second one. And the way that I like to do it is to come up with like a few different hooks that are my hypothesis that I'm testing. One is that they don't want to speak to a salesperson. The two is that they don't want to sell their home right now. Three is that they think whatever those things are, and just only test those in the headlines. And then once I find the headline that works, then go re-engineer the copy to be specifically about that. Right? One, for instance, for mine, one might be the shipping cost. They don't want to pay the shipping cost. Two, it might be they think it's just a theoretical book that's full of marketing fluff and it's not the real deal, right? And it's just another book that they're not going to read. So then you test those different angles. Well, what is it? Is it the shipping cost, or is it that they don't think that the book's going to be any good? Right? And then, okay, I'm going to show them a testimonial carousel ad to prove that the book is good. Or I'm going to address straight up that I know that they didn't buy it because they had to pay shipping and handling. So like whatever it is that is for you, it doesn't matter if it's jewelry, they've come and checked out the jewelry but they didn't buy, right? Or it's a selling the home, or whatever it might be, is you can just think about what those objections would possibly be and try to address them in your copy. Because like our job is to pre-sell these people before they do get on the telephone, and to answer all of those objections, because that's the very first thing, to get them on the telephone, right? And if you don't sell them on all of those things, then you just won't get the phone consult leads. And I just think that like, yeah, the more time and energy that you'll get on that, like you guys see the ROAS and you see the results from remarketing. That's where the juice is. The cold audiences, you know, typically speaking, is the hardest to make work. And that's the filling the funnel. And then that whole remarketing journey is where you fully want to dial in. Masseuse massage, right? Someone checks out a massage chair, but they don't fill out their contact details. Think about all the reasons why people would want a massage chair, and come up with all the different hooks about those, why they didn't get in contact with you, right? Yeah. They think it's too expensive. They think it's too big. They don't have a dedicated space to put it. All of that stuff, and you just address that in the copy, and you'll see that the results go up dramatically.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, that's crazy.
Think of the journey, the full journey. Like it's insane, like on my remarketing ads, the engagement, and like people like, you got me, I'm buying because I saw this remarketing ad. Like it's like every day I get so many of those, because I'm calling out the thing. I know that it's the shipping cost, because they put out their details, and I have different ads that if they came to the landing page and they didn't fill out their details, then I know it's not the shipping cost, because they don't even know the shipping cost. But they didn't see what they needed on that landing page to actually even figure out. So I have different remarketing ads for both of those, and they're both different videos, right? So it's like, I want to talk specifically to the thing that it is based on what their actions are. If they do convert, if they don't convert. So that's where you can squeeze a lot more juice from the orange.
Yeah, cool.
Cool? I got another session I got to jump on.
Awesome.
Good.
Thanks, Sabri.
All right, no problems, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye. Hey guys, we're coming to you from lockdown in Melbourne. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, share it with a friend. We're dropping a video like this every day on YouTube, and I will see you in the next video.